That's why. Good evening. I know we have some raucous members in the audience, but I need to call the meeting to order for the Sacramento City Council. And I'm not going to have the clerk call the roll because between those of us up here, we have a quorum, and we know we have 4 more in the audience. I've counted noses. So welcome to this evening. It's always a very exciting evening of the City Council when we swear in our council members. And even though these are council members who have served us before, it's always an honor to have so many family members and friends in the audience with us when we do this. And you will get to hear just a few short speeches tonight. So hopefully you're looking forward to it as much as we are. Just to go over the order of this, and just so you know, yes, this meeting is being shown live on Channel 14, and it will be replayed this Saturday evening. So if any of you wanted to look at yourselves or each other again, it'll be playing at 7 o'clock Saturday night on Channel 14. And just a gentle reminder, if you have forgotten to turn off your cell phone or video, it would really be embarrassing if it was right in the middle of somebody getting sworn in. So we would appreciate, thank you, Mr. Waters. Now you know how the evening's going to go. So the way we're going to do this here, we've added some risers here in the front, and those 4 council members from districts 1, 3, 5, and 7 will be sworn in a numerical order, and they will come up here with whoever they've designated to join them as they're sworn in. And then we will go ahead. Once they have been officially sworn in, they will come and take their seat. The family members will return to the audience. And once everyone is sworn in, they will go around and allow each of the newly re-sworn in council members to make a short speech along with the rest of the council members, and then, of course, members of the public. So that's how we're going to handle tonight. And we do have each of our charter officers here as well. Ray Carriage, our city manager, and Shirley Concolino, our city clerk, sit up here. We have Eileen Teichert, our city attorney, sitting at her spot, and Tom Friery, city treasurer, is here as well. So it's nice to have so many of you here. And with that, may I start? Was there anything? Okay, yes, all right. Okay, so first I would like to call up Council Member Ray Tretheway from Council District 1, and Shirley Concolino is swearing in. And our city clerk, Shirley Concolino, will be swearing him in. He's joined by his mom and his bride, Judy. Thank you for joining us.
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will
Support and
support and
defend
defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear truth,
that I will bear truth,
faith, and allegiance
faith, and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will,
and that I will,
well and faithfully,
well and faithfully,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oops, welcome back, Ray, and thank you all. Next, we will have Council Member Steve Cohn from District 3, and his wife, Catherine Travers, is going to swear him in.
Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. Well done, Steve. Welcome back. Next, we will have Councilmember Lauren Hammond, and our city clerk, Ms. Concolino, will be swearing her in.
It's loud, isn't it? That's right. Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Ms. Hammond. Without you, we wouldn't have anyone to sing on our council. Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have Councilmember Robbie Waters from District 7, and he will be sworn in by the Honorable Morrison England, Federal District Court Judge from the Eastern District. And I should say, joined by his wife and his son.
If you please place your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand for me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California
of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Councilman.
Thank you, and welcome back, Robbie. You are welcome. Again, thank you all for joining us. As you can see, we have quite a council and quite a city, and we're We're really very, very proud of our city and all the progress that we're making because we are working together. And Mr. Waters is reminding me that we have not done the Pledge of Allegiance. So why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight, Mr. Waters, now that you're with us. Thank you for that reminder.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, as mayor of the city, I certainly am very proud of what we've been able to do as a council that works together and cooperates. And Sandy's looking at Steve's speech now and counting the pages. But by working together, by cooperating and collaborating and stretching ourselves and sometimes challenging each other, I think we've really done an admirable job not only in leading the region but in improving our city. Each member of this city council, I think, has done a great job and has made significant improvements in your districts. We see the difference as we drive around, as we walk around, as we attend events in different districts. And I know that you're probably each going to want to talk a little bit about some of the progress you've made in your districts. And by strengthening your neighborhoods and your communities, it certainly has strengthened the city. And I think probably nothing speaks more to our ability to work together than the recent bond issues we were able to do, where we are investing in every neighborhood in Sacramento and really adding to the civic infrastructure and the strength of the city in that way. So with that, we are now going to hear from each of our newly elected council members, again in numerical order. Then we will hear from those council members that weren't up for re-election this year but are still with us here at the dais, and then we'll hear from the public. So Mr. Tretheway, let's start with you, District 1. But, and I can't, there we go.
Here we go. Thank you, Mayor.
You're
Thank you for your kind words. And first of all, congratulations to each of my colleagues that were reelected for 4 more years. This really is a very dynamic time in the city of Sacramento. I don't know how many eras Sacramento's gone through with such important growth elements and development and new people moving to our city and new businesses coming too. And the list for each of us goes on, but my short list in the next 4 years, I see us achieving or working on 200-year flood protection for the entire city of Sacramento, implementing a 10-year plan to end homelessness, beginning the efforts to build a 13-mile light rail line to the airport, preserving 6,000 to 7,000 acres of open space and habitat land along the Sacramento rivers with the Sacramento County and the Thomas Joint Vision. And the list truly goes on. And so I need to stop here or I'll leave somebody out. It's really it's a great city, and it's a great time to be part of the leadership of the city. And most of all, I'm appreciative of the support and the trust of my fellow colleagues, each and every one of them. It's a great working group, and they're all leaders in their own right. It's an honor to be part of them. I also appreciate the views, the work, the interests, the dreams of the constituents in District 1, the neighborhood groups and the community groups. They keep myself and my staff alive and well, and sometimes quite busy. But without that, those voices, we would be lost. And so we're most appreciative of those that take their personal time and interest and share their ideas for the future of their neighborhoods and their communities. I'd like to introduce my wife, Judy, and my mother, Betty. And stand, please. It is really without their love and support that I would not be able to serve without it. So I'm most appreciative. Thank you. And in closing, it just truly is an honor to have the public's trust to serve the city of Sacramento, and I look forward to 4 solid, good years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Congratulations. And with that, Mr. Cohn.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the residents of District 3 for re-electing me. It's hard to believe that I've served on the council for 3 terms, and during those 12 years, the city has grown up along with my own children. My daughter, who was 12 when I was first elected, is now graduated from UCLA, and my son, who was 9 then, is now a sophomore at Sac City College. So time passes pretty fast. You met my wife earlier, who swore me in. My daughter Nicole was here a bit earlier. My son's working, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. So I didn't argue with him on that. I'd also like to introduce my City Hall family, if you will. My district director, Sue Brown, if you could stand up. My executive assistant, Ann Romo. And my assistant, Pauline Lawrence. Thank you all for joining me. I definitely could not do this job without an excellent staff. And of course, I think we all think we have the best, but I really do feel I have the best staff in the business. We all feel that way, and that's why they're there. I want to congratulate Mr. Waters and Ms. Hammond, Mr. Tretheway on your re-election, and thank the mayor and my other colleagues for putting up with me on a weekly basis. You got 4 more years to go now. My mission has always been to bring an independent voice and conservation ethic to this council, sharing, I think, with all of you that Sacramento should be America's most livable city. And it's been my privilege to play a small role in some of the significant accomplishments that our community has made towards realizing this vision. And I reflect back just recently on the renaissance of housing and mixed-use projects that we've seen in the central city, and 65th Street Transit Village and elsewhere, which have become a model for smart growth blueprint for the entire region. The expansion of light rail, as alluded to by Ray, the Capitol Corridor rail service expansion, construction of a number of major bike and pedestrian connectors, the construction of the American River and Sac River levee slurry walls to achieve 100-year flood protection, the addition of 100 new police officers over the last few years, and a new 911 call center and several new fire stations, renovation, expansion of parks and libraries, creation of several new regional parks. We just had a great new addition to Granite recently, and also opened Sutter's Landing Park a few years back. We've expanded our city recycling. We've done just a number of things that I think we all can be very proud of, and that we've done without tax increases and without raising our utility rates above the rate of inflation. So we've been very fiscally responsible while doing these things. I'm also very proud of some of the things that we've worked on with volunteers in the community on dozens of small but very important community projects, things like Pops in the Park, renovating every playground or park in our district, even forming a few new parks, erected several fountains. We've had neighborhood cleanups, tree plantings, new streetlights in some of the darkest spots in town. These projects, while small, have immeasurably improved the quality of life in our charming older neighborhoods. But now it's time to look to the future. And, since my kids were born over 20 years ago, the Sacramento area's population has doubled to 2 million people. And now experts predict we'll add another million over the next 20 years. It's going to be a very tough challenge to preserve, let alone improve, our quality of life. And, while we grow at such a rapid pace, I think there are a number of things that we can do as a city over the next 5 years that will help us improve our quality of life. Building housing for 10,000 new residents downtown of all incomes, along with restaurant, retail, entertainment venues. Expanding the Crocker Art Museum and the Sacramento art scene. Developing the Sacramento waterfront. Expanding Sutter's Landing Park into a major new regional park and future zoo site stretching along the south bank of the American River. Building a vibrant college district near the 65th Street Light Rail Station, as well as several other residential mixed-use districts at rail stations in North Sacramento and South Sacramento. Expanding the Sacramento Valley train station into a true intermodal center. Developing the downtown rail yards, and hopefully we'll have something very soon to announce on that, into a great residential and mixed-use district. And then, as Ray alluded to, doubling our flood protection with the Folsom Dam modification and river levee improvements. We need to do these things while also adopting a new general plan that will preserve our precious open spaces, air and water from leapfrog suburban sprawl, revitalize our older business corridors and neighborhoods, strengthen our economy and job base, promote better understanding and respect for our diverse population, as well as expanded educational and recreational opportunities for our children. And we need to do this while doing a better job of taking care of the city's business, expanding police and fire services, rebuilding infrastructure, finding ways to make government more efficient and responsive to our customers, to ensure taxpayer funds are well spent. These challenges are achievable if we build upon the foundation of our greatest resources in Sacramento, our quality neighborhoods, our distinctive architectural, political, and natural heritage, and our diverse population, above all. And to paraphrase President Kennedy, it's now time to ask not what your community can do for you, but ask what you can do for your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we will hear from Ms. Lauren Hammond, District 5. Congratulations. Yes, that or the other one that turns there.
Okay, they did it without their glasses, but I don't think I can. So, first and foremost, I'd like to humbly thank the voters of the 5th District for giving me their trust and their vote so I can continue representing their interests on the City Council. I also would like to thank my family, my friends, for all the love and support that you give me every day. I cannot exclude my staff, because without my staff, there wouldn't be a whole lot that I could do, and I want to thank them. I want to thank them for helping me to get the job done for the people who I am privileged to represent. I have to thank my colleagues on the City Council. I want to thank city staff from the top to the bottom. I especially want to thank Mayor Fargo. Thank you so much for always supporting me. And my respect for all of the efforts, for everything that you do for the city.
Thank you.
Over the last 4 years, we have installed sidewalks to make the streets safer for school kids walking to school. We've increased the number of police officers and firefighters to keep up with the growth in the city's population. Working with neighborhood leaders and business owners, we've completed streetscapes and other improvements to our commercial corridors. We have 3 new property-based improvement districts. In other words, the property owners have taxed themselves to pay for security and to make upgrades to strengthen our business areas. Over the next 4 years, we'll continue to focus on neighborhood services and find ways to deliver services more efficiently and effectively as our city continues to grow and expand and the demand for city services increases. And one of my top priorities is to work closely with our schools and our youth advocates to ensure the children of the 5th District, of the city, and of this county have every chance to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hammond. Thank you so much. And now, Mr. Waters, Councilmember District 7.
Mayor, I said we should have started at 7 and went back to 3, and there goes my speech, I tell you. Now, first of all, let me thank my good friend Morrison for swearing me in tonight. It was a real honor. And also all the constituents out there that voted for my reelection in June. I did quite well, 98.6% of 7,000 votes. But I'm still working on 103 write-ins. I'm still trying to track down who they are. But you'll never know what their names were, but the precincts show that a large number of Judy's friends live in these certain precincts. So we'll never know how many votes Judy got. But the staff is, the city is moving forward under the able direction of our city manager, Ray Carriage. I'm just so pleased with the job you've done since we picked you last December, and just keep up the good work. And as been mentioned, you can't do this job by yourself, and I got Pat Clark. Would you stand, please? And Dinah Fisher. And they really do make me shine, if you will, because they're out there every single day just supporting me. And Pat's been with me for 12 years. She started the first day I was here, and Dinah's been with us about 6 or 7 years, and I'm just very happy that both of them agreed to stay on for another 4 years. I want to also thank the community supporters, the neighborhood associations, the neighborhood watch groups, the Spirit of the Pocket, which is something we started 11 years ago, and that's the 4th of July parade in the Pocket, and until it got too big, we did the 3rd of July fireworks, and got up to, in Garcia Bend Park, got up to be about 15,000 people, and it's just too big, so we had to stop that this year. Friends of the Library, we're going to get the Pocket Greenhaven Library in place. Very shortly, we'll be starting that, and that's something I've been working on since the day I took office, 12 years, and the bureaucracy is something else, but we got through it, and we're working with this. It's going to be a joint use with the city school district, the library, and the city of Sacramento. This will be my 4th and last term. I'll be 75 years old at the end of this term, and Judy has threatened she's going to circulate a petition to put term limits on city councilmen if I run again. I've said several times in the last 6 years, I guess, what a cohesive council this is, and I think we all know that, and I'm just so thankful for that, and we are known, the ones that just got elected, as the odd ones, because it's 1, 3, 5, and 7, and the others are the evens, and they're up 2 years from now, 2, 4, 6, 8, and the mayor. But it looks like I'll retire as the only Republican on the council. I see no change in the even districts and the mayor in 208. I think we all stay here. So, and I got to mention this. This is the special rose that my daughter Dee Dee, who lives in Montana, started my first election for sheriff. So this is the 8th election I've been involved with, and she set a rose each and every time. So it's great. Children, I got my friend Dan, stand up, my son that's working for the city now. And Judy, can you please stand? And Ray, Steve, and Lauren, I want to congratulate you. Again, as I said, it's just great working with you. Now we're going to be here another 4 years. Couple of comments. I think this city clerk is remiss. I don't see the the pocket custom frame sticker on the back of this thing. It's not a very good job either, but anyway, but I'm just looking at this. I guess I've surpassed the all-time accomplishment in 12 years. I actually spoke for 20 seconds longer than Cohn did, and you heard how long. Again, just, now I'll be going on Steve Cohn. No, I just want to seriously thank everybody that's here, and I really appreciate the support and everything. Thank you.
Sure. Push.
I forgot one thing. If you all don't mind, I would love for my family, my friends, and my staff to please stand. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you.
You said friends.
That's right. Thank you. Yes, you did. And you didn't.
Okay, names have been taken. Okay, with that then, why don't we start with, through other numbers, if there are other council members who would like to say anything before we call on the public? I think it might be nice. Ms. Sheedy?
I hate following Mr. Robbie Waters. He always has such a sense of humor for a Republican. And Robbie, I don't ever see it changing either, and you're still going to be my favorite Republican. Thank you. You know, it's been a wonderful terms for me being with these people. They are wonderful, and I feel a lot safer when they got sworn in. I listen to those words, and they're going to defend us. So I am so thrilled, and I'm going to sleep better tonight for that. But it's been wonderful working with this group. No one does anything by themselves. It takes the entire council to come together to get something done. And when each one of us, and I can think of different events or projects that we've had that have really been near and dear, and probably more expensive than we could have done by ourselves, but the council steps up and says, you need it, you deserve it, your community deserves it, your constituents deserve it, we're going to help you get it. And we do. We've helped each and every one of us, all of us, including me, get something that our district needs. And it makes a difference. And I think that's why each and every one of us are up here, to make that difference. We're going to continue to do that. And we're going to continue with the same members, so we don't have to get to know anybody. And we can move on tomorrow just like we did today and say, here we go again. So here we go again, and I'm grateful that all of you are with us.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
I guess we have to tell it?
Yes. You have to press up.
So I can tell you that after serving 2 years with you all, I'm very pleased that you're coming back for 4 more years. I think it's not just the continuity, I think it's the effort. You guys all work very, very hard. This is not necessarily an easy job, even though it's quote-unquote part-time. And I certainly have a great appreciation for what that means now. And so I'm just thankful that you continue to want to serve. And I'm grateful to the constituents in your respective districts for having the collective wisdom to send you back to us. So congratulations to all of you. It's all very well deserved. We have so very much work to do together to continue to put Sacramento where it needs to be. And so I'm just looking forward to certainly the next 2 years of working with you.
Thank you, Rob. Mr. McCarty, would you like to say a few?
Absolutely.
If you push that button, I can,
After 2 years, I haven't learned that lesson.
you know?
Okay. First, I want to start by thanking thanking Ray and Steve and Lauren and Robbie for welcoming me as a new council member and welcoming you back to City Hall. And I want to welcome you back as you come into your next four-year term. You know, it's interesting. I'm just kind of actually a little quiet tonight, just thinking the flashback of being here 2 years ago and just what an absolute privilege it is to be a public servant and being sent here to City Hall, the beautiful building, our $100 million building, and representing people in the city of Sacramento. And there was a couple cost overruns. I know that we're shaking our heads there for that. For that City Hall. And it really is a privilege.
We'll
and
have to ask for a report back on that.
Just wanted to acknowledge that.